The instructor claimed humans can't survive Death World training. She just enjoyed her lunch. Drill instructor Kavresh had trained elite soldiers from 63 species. He'd broken the proud, humbled the arrogant, and sent the weak back to their homeworlds in tears. He'd never watched someone eat a sandwich during a Category 5 hazard simulation. "Cadet Rivera!" His voice boomed across the training ground, where acid rain dissolved the obstacle course and gravitational anomalies turned simple, running into a death sentence. "What are you doing?" The human looked up from her meal, sitting cross-legged on a rock that should have been vibrating her bones apart. "Lunch break, sir. It's 1300 hours. "There are no breaks in Death World protocol." She swallowed, completely unbothered by the caustic mist that made his own breathing apparatus work overtime. "Sir, you scheduled this session from 0800 to 1400. Federation labor laws require a 30-minute meal period for any training exceeding 4 hours. I checked." Kavresh's scales flushed crimson. In 20 years, no cadet had ever quoted labor law in the middle of his program. "The point," he growled, moving closer despite every instinct screaming at him to retreat to the safe zone, "is to push past your limits, to suffer, to understand what real survival means." "With respect, sir." Rivera took another bite of her sandwich, some Terran concoction that smelled aggressively of preserved meats and fermented vegetables. "I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. It hit 52 degrees Celsius last summer. Our air quality index was hazardous to all life for 3 months straight. I walked to school in that. That's not. Then I did my undergrad in Minnesota. Negative 40 degrees. Wind chill made it negative 60. Same walk, different nightmare." She gestured at the hellscape around them. "This is just weather, sir." A gravitational pulse slammed through the training ground. Kavresh braced himself, servo stabilizers in his suit screaming. Rivera swayed slightly, adjusted her position, and kept eating. "How are you not activating your environmental suit?" he demanded. "I am, sir. Climate control only. The rest seemed like overkill." She offered him something wrapped in shiny material. "Want half? It's pastrami on rye. Brought extra in case the other cadets got hungry." The other cadets. Kavresh looked back at the safe zone, where 17 elite warriors from across the galaxy were collapsed in their maximum protection suits, vital signs critical, training suspended. "And this human was having a picnic. Explain to me," he said slowly, his entire worldview cracking, "how your species considers this normal." Rivera's expression softened. "We don't, sir. That's kind of the point." She set down her sandwich. "Every human alive today is descended from someone who survived something that should have ended them. Ice ages, droughts, predators, plagues. We spent 200,000 years on a planet actively trying to eliminate us, and we just kept going. That's adaptation, evolution. It's stubbornness." She smiled, and something in that expression made Kavresh understand why humans had conquered their homeworld. "Earth didn't make us stronger, sir. It made us too stupid to quit. My great-grandmother walked 15 miles through a dust storm to get to her wedding. My dad once drove through a tornado to pick me up from soccer practice. We don't survive death worlds because we're tough. Then why? Because we have pastrami sandwiches waiting at home, because someone's expecting us for dinner, because we promised we'd be there and breaking promises feels worse than a little acid rain." Another cadet stumbled out of the safe zone, Jatel, a decorated warrior who'd survived 3 actual combat deployments. He made it 4 steps before his suit's alarms shrieked warnings. Rivera stood, brushed crumbs off her lap and walked over to him, through the toxic mist, past the gravitational anomalies, like she was crossing a street. "Need a hand?" she asked. Kavresh watched her half-carry Jatel back to safety, then returned to collect her lunch container, because apparently humans had rules about littering even in apocalyptic conditions. "Cadet Rivera," he called out. "Sir?" "Tomorrow, 0800, your assistant instructor." Her grin could have lit up the toxic sky. "Does that come with a lunch stipend, sir?" For the first time in 20 years, Drill instructor Kavresh laughed during Death World Protocol. Sometimes the scariest thing in the universe is someone who refuses to be scared.